Although actually, technically, shouldn't she have like six titties going? How that would look weird. Okay, I'm ruling that one out now. 2 is the maximum number. Maybe 3. No, 2. That the lady in Total Recall never did it for me. You're learning way too much today. Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So sit back, relax as we talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. Kicking things off, we've got the new Marvel Legends wave that was just revealed, and I'm not going to linger on this for too long because I did a whole video on it. Go check it out. But we've got MCU figures packed in with comic book figures and a comic book builder-figure, which always kind of sucks. I'm not going to buy 3 MCU figures that I don't want in order to build Amadeus Cho, which is a shame. Because Amadeus Cho looks really good, but it is what it is. So we've got the 3 Captain Marvels, or the Miss Marvels, from the movie coming out later in this year, which all look pretty decent, pretty fine. Then we've got the comic book ones, which are a bit of a mixed bag as far as reuse and effort is concerned. I love the Heroes Reborn Iron Man, the sentient armor that kind of falls in love and becomes obsessed with Tony Stark and then tries to kill him. You know, the usual pattern of relationships. And then we've got Secret Avengers, Steve Rogers, in his kind of classic, I was going to say classic, it's not really classic, it's more modern actually, Dave. The opposite of classic costume, and the translucent shield. I like the translucent energy shield, that's really fun. We've got Karnak from the Inhumans, who I think might actually be on the Pizza Spider-Man body, which is definitely showing its age in 2023. Come on, lads, we should be past this by now. Unless I'm wrong, stop me if I am, but it looks like Pizza Spidey to me. And then also, we got a big crowd pleaser for the deep cut fans, Norvar Marvel Boy, which makes sense to go in the Marvels wave. I kind of dig that. He can go straight into your Dark Avengers display. That's really cool. I love to see it. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. It's definitely a mixed bag, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying easy pass for me, but there's a couple of gems in there, but that's always the way with Marvel Legends. Some killer, some filler, and in the end, we're all kind of satisfied-ish sometimes. But we still love them. Going over to McFarlane DC now, and they've got a new edition for their Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy action figures. We've got Joker in his bank robber persona, and I kind of like this. We've only got a couple of quick reveal pictures, but the Heath Ledger likeness I always thought was terrific. They did a really great job of capturing that. Now with his kind of casual suit, I guess, and the creepy looking clown mask, it's a fun addition. If you want to build up a whole entire display of all the different Christopher Nolan variants, this is fun. A nice to have, but not a need to have. Although, of course, you could kind of army build this a little bit as well, couldn't you? You could buy, how many goons were there at the start of The Dark Knight? About 3 or 4 of them. You could buy a whole squad of these, Joker leading them up. That could be a pretty decent display. Speaking of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, Hot Toys are giving us something quite unusual, and I dig the fact that they're just doing it. And that is a comic book coloured blue and grey version of Christian Bale in the Batman costume. I love seeing how this looks because, I mean, Hot Toys are so accurate, so crazy detailed that you really do feel like, wow, this is what it would look like. And the problem for me is, it still looks derpy because Christian Bale's Batman just looks derpy, and it's all about the cowl for me and the tiny little mouth that he has. Every time I see this figure, it's not just the mouth, it was also Bale's portrayal where he always seemed to be out of breath. With that voice as well, it's just like, you know, people like you are the reason that I can't remember the rest of that line. But I couldn't take it seriously. I just couldn't. And I kind of find it difficult to take this action figure seriously, which is a shame because it looks real good. I mean, it's everything that you can come to expect from the original one, but now with a brighter, more colorful color scheme. I really, really dig that. It's just, I just could never get past that in the Dark Knight trilogy, but it's really fun to see those blue and grey comic book colours. That's kind of awesome. Speaking of kind of awesome, they have also shown off their DCEU Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, and yeah, this that just looks beautiful. I mean, absolutely stunning. And someone like Gal Gadot, who is, by the very nature of the human being, pretty aesthetically pleasing to the eye, that's difficult when you are creating an action figure that is so hyper-realistic. You run a real big chance of hitting that uncanny valley kind of vibe where it's like, that just doesn't look quite right. Whereas I gotta say, Hot Toys, again, Hot Toys, bravo. Yep, you done nailed it. This just looks absolutely stunning. It's great. So yeah, really good representation of Wonder Woman. And I think that even though the movies couldn't be more different, the Snyderverse and the Nolanverse, I think that these side by side, these characters, it's a hell of a good looking Justice League you've got there. So yeah, hats off to, who are they? Hot Toys. Wow. Oh man, I'm having one of those days. But yeah, this looks super pretty too. Both of these are going to be available, apparently, the third or fourth quarters of this year. So, yeah, not long to wait. Mythic Legion's All-Stars Wave is available for pre-order now, and for $495 you can get the entire All-Stars Wave. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, spend your money on toys. Because look, these don't glitter, but some of these are gold. And only shooting stars break the mold. Although luckily they haven't broken the mold because there's a lot of reuse in here. That's the whole point of the All-Stars. But my goodness, there's a couple here that they really, really sing to me. Do you want to know which one in particular makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard? I'll tell ya. It's the huge, big, boss ogre-sized, Black Knight-looking badass figure. Oh my giddy lord, when I saw pictures of this dude here, I was like, golly, he looks pretty. And then I found out he was ogre-sized as well. I wouldn't need to buy the whole wave. Again, money and space, that's the two things that all of us combat. If you're watching this, you get it. There's only so much of these two very precious resources. But man, if I was just buying things carte blanche and dare I say willy-nilly, I'd be getting that giant ogre Black Knight because he just looks incredible. Then you've got the horse as well. There's a whole lot of good stuff in this All-Stars wave. There's a reason they call it All-Stars, because baby, they're delivering. Now let's bring it down. Bring it way down with the Hasbro Indiana Jones Retro Collection. And I'm not knocking the figure saying bringing it down, but just talking about prices and the details going on. It's a 3.75-inch figure for all you 3.75-inch perverts out there. Yeah, you know who you are, who want your teeny tiny little basic figures. Go on, fill your boots with this one. It's from The Last Crusade, which is actually my favorite Indiana Jones movie. I know it's cool to like Raiders of the Lost Ark more because that is more of a auteurs kind of film, but dang it, if Last Crusade isn't the most fun, and I will fight anyone who tells me otherwise. So yeah, little retro 3.75-inch indie there with a little cup and holy grail. It's kind of kitsch, it's kind of fun, and for hey, $11, you can't really go too far wrong, can you? Funko have revealed a couple of Five Nights at Freddy's figures, and this franchise, it's going to be picking up steam. We got a movie coming out pretty soon, and I need to kind of educate myself a little bit more on Five Nights at Freddy's. Never played it because I'm not a big PC person, but I know that the gist of it is you are in this, what's it called, like a Chuck E. Cheese style place where all the animatronics are coming to life and trying to murder you horribly. It sounds like a lot of fun to play, and if it's going to be a movie, it's a movie that I might be able to get on board with. There was a very similar one that came out recently with Nicolas Cage, which I haven't seen, but just seeing Nicolas Cage fighting animatronic creatures, like, that could be a lot of fun, so I might have to go check that out. I'll need to remind myself what it's called. But these guys, they look kind of fun, kind of basic, but just fun little action figure. Sometimes I try to just fill airtime talking about stuff when I don't have anything to add. I should really just move on to the next segment, shouldn't I? I'll do that. Over with NECA, we got some more pictures of the Shredder Clones 3-pack. I covered the initial reveal of these, but it's just fun to show a few more images of them, because you know what? They do look striking. I actually really like the bright, bold color schemes of them. If you don't necessarily need to have a perfectly comic book accurate display, but you just want to have something that pops off the shelf. I didn't do that very well because I have a mouth ulcer, and as soon as I put my finger in my mouth, I was like, oh no, this is going to hurt. But enough about that. these guys look super fun. Does anyone else get mouth ulcers? Man, they're just a misery, aren't they? My goodness. Bonjela, I gotta go buy some of that. Regardless, we've got some of these guys. They look super fun. They're gonna light up your shelf. Bright, flashy neon colors. I kind of dig them. Camp kitsch, weird. Hey, sounds like I just described model behavior there. Oh yeah, just a small little bit of extra news. Yeah, a little Haslab campaign was started and, completed to funding in the 2 or 3 days I took off from this channel. You can't take your eyes off the action figure industry for a second, can you? Because when you do, Hasbro drop a very successful Haslab. The poor old Marvel Legends guys. They couldn't compete with this. You've got this beautiful G.I. Joe copter here, and already 10,000 backers smashed. Boom, there you go. It's going into production. I think the first stretch goal has just about been met as well. That's 13,000. You guys, you G.I. Joe collectors, it's a good time to be a fan, isn't it? Because you are just army building these things out the wazoo, and that's another thing that the G.I. Joe Haslabs have going for them is, of course, they're vehicles. They're army builders. You can just buy up as many of these as you want. The poor old Haslab Hellcharger, you were never going to need more than one of those. Granted, the same can be said for Galactus, but that was a lot more worth the money, it would seem. Whereas this, of course, is a lot cheaper. Well, not a lot cheaper. It is cheaper than the Hellcharger. And a lot of that can also be attributed to the fact that Hasbro own G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe? They own G.I. Joe. There's no licensing fee to pay. Disney's not coming in and taking their cut from the profits or anything. This is all going straight back to Hasbro. So they're gonna be dishing out some Christmas bonuses this year, I feel. They should probably, put a few of those out to YouTubers who speak so highly of the product and promote it as much as they do on their channels. Ding! So yeah, this looks really nice. I'm not going to back it. It's not for me. I'm out of the G.I. Joe game, mainly because they're releasing so many awesome badass figures that I'm like, no, if I was collecting Joe, I would need to buy all of these, and it would just get ridiculous. So instead, you know me, I'm an all or nothing kind of person. I got to be all the way in or all the way out. So I'm all the way out, but I will admire this from the sidelines because dang it, it does look great. This is the first stretch goal, the extra pilot here. I know he's got a Ripcord. That was it. I knew that was a name that I couldn't quite summon to my brain at that time. Ripcord is the first 13,000 stretch goal. And you know what? They're going to smash it. Absolutely. And I think they're probably going to smash a whole bunch more. It's going to be another home run for the G.I. Joe team. More power to them. Come on, Marvel Legends. Let's see what you've got this year. See if you can make the greatest comeback story in Haslab history. That's a small, very specific history, but we're writing it right now, so let's see what you got. Now this is kind of cute and fun. NECA are doing a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Alf figure. So for $40 you can get Alf dressed as a San Diego Comic-Con patron, which I just think is kind of fun. You know what really sold me? Such a small little bit, but it's the lanyard. He's got his San Diego Comic-Con lanyard around his neck, and I just think that's kind of adorable. I've got so much nostalgia for Alf. I don't think it was really the most sophisticated of 80s sitcoms, but there's a lot of love that I have. Me also, it's Muppets, it's puppets, and I will always love that. So yeah, this is just a cute little fun extra thing, but San Diego Comic-Con Alf, you kind of won me over with that. Going back to McFarlane DC with their Nolan figures, they've also revealed their gold label variant Heath Ledger Joker. And I've got to admit, no sort of joking, when I saw the joking, because it's Joker. Why did I explain that? Sorry. Come on, Dave. Keep going. No edits. Joker. Yes. San Diego. No, it's not San Diego. It's gold label. I'm not going to edit this. It's a translucent looking Joker, and I honestly thought for a second, like, are they doing like a memorial Heath Ledger? Like, no, that's kind of, I'm not sure about that. And then I realized, oh no, it's Sonar Joker. So this is, yes, the Sonar Joker at the end of The Dark Knight. He has his sonar goggles with the phones emitting things. That's a bit of a weird plot thing, I thought, but it's okay. The Dark Knight is not the perfect movie that a lot of people say it is. There's some weird, silly plot contrivances in that. Regardless, McFarlane took that weird, silly plot contrivance and went, we can get another action figure out of this. And they have. So if you want a translucent Joker who looks like he's become one with the Force, then you can get this one. No edits here. Alright, this next one I'm going to have to read some information off so I get it right, because this is a whole new thing for me. The Defenders of Eden, Armies of Ashmore 1/12 scale figures and accessories pre-order. Available now on BigBadToyStore.com. Shown below, or shown to the side of me, in this case, we're not on TNI News now, you're watching Model Behavior, but I'm reading TNI News. And they're saying, shown below are these figures. They're fully detailed. This is Wave 1. They're going to be $75 each. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's expensive, but I guess for these small scale, very kind of bespoke projects, they gotta fund them. So at least you do get a fair amount of dinosaur for your buck here, but they're costly. But if you want these very fun, chonky kind of kitsch, but just classic 1980s style kids TV show, cartoon made to promote action figures type of looking figure, I like what they've done. Lots of different heads and things as well, so at least you've got lots of different display options, which is really nice. Was this a Kickstarter originally? I think it might have been. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. Going to have to get on down there and find out some info and see what's what. Because also we're getting some Dinosaurs figures are in the works as well from another company. This is a good time to be a fan of 80s dinosaur-based anthropomorphic cartoon TV shows and action figure lines based off of the concept of those. Maybe not directly actually taken from them, but inspired by them. It's a very specific thing to be a fan of. But in 2023, the year of our Lord, you're in the right place for it. Because, yeah, look at these big chunky guys with their massive armor, the spikes, the colors, children. They're going to pop off the shelf. I'm not doing another pop with my mouth because that's going to hurt. But they look kind of fun. It's not for me because, again, money and space, baby. But as far as a line of anthropomorphic dinosaurs, yeah, these look pretty cool. Speaking of looking pretty cool, over at Big Bad Toy Store right now, up for pre-order, we have the MDLX Ultra Magnus. And oh, Ultra Magnus, he's my boy. Ultra Magnus, when I was first introduced to the character watching Transformers the movie in 1986, even though I would shortly be traumatized by the death of Optimus Prime, at least I had a new character to kind of latch onto, and that's Ultra Magnus. I think this is a straight up repaint of... where is he? This guy. This guy right here, who I just bought at Duty Free in the airport. Of all the places to find an MDLX Optimus Prime, there you go. But I finally got him, so I'm now a resident of MDLX Island, and I gotta say, it's a beautiful place to be because, oh my god, ha! Gorgeous. So this looks like just an all-white repaint, which is pretty much what Ultra Magnus is. I mean, literally from 1986. I would love to see them do Ultra Magnus with his full armor, with the blue and red tank-like robot form that he has. Of course, that would be a whole different action figure. This is just a relatively easy repaint, but man, it's a beautiful repaint. It really, really is. Just like this Prime, he's got his energy axe and the huge big gun. Oh boy, I don't... Ooh, I want you, I don't know if I need you, but ooh, I'm dying to find out. Maybe. Speaking of wanting, maybe not needing, but definitely desiring, Furry Toys have revealed and released more information, and up for pre-order, their Kensai... What's he called? Let me just double check. I want to make sure I get it right. It's Kensai The Nameless one. 1/12 scale figure, $69.99, available for pre-order now. It's Usagi Yojimbo. Let's not beat around the bush here. Let's not stand on ceremony, Mr. Wayne. It's a more realistic, grim, gritty looking Usagi Yojimbo, and oh my goodness, I'm sure Furry Planet are like, hey, yo, you can't copyright the concept of a samurai rabbit. It's just a rabbit who happens to be a samurai. Other rabbits can be samurais too, you know. Hey, more power to you. I love it. I saw these images and I kind of sort of fell in love with it. I really wanted the cartoony looking Neca Usagi Yojimbo, but he wasn't out in the UK. We didn't get him, and now I'm over here in Japan, and that's even harder to find him. So I don't know if I ever will. However, I could get a badass looking, more realistic, kind of skinny, sinewy, visceral kind of Furry Planet. And I haven't got any Furry Planet figures. at all, because, you know, they are expensive. They do cost a lot, but man, when you see the bang you buck, the bang you buck? The bang for your buck that you get with a guy like this, the different hats, the accessories, he's got all these Oni masks as well, so you've got so many different display options. Oh boy. This, as I do so often say, it's mashing my potatoes. Or being a rabbit, I should say it's crunching my carrots. That's a new one. I really, yeah, look at all those Oni masks. Oh my goodness, they just look stunning. They really, really do. So, oh, the whole set there with the different sword slashing effects, all the different hands. Dang it, Furry Planet, you kill me. You really kill me, but you do it in the best way. And speaking of Furry Planet killing me in the best way, they have also shown renders of their new Assassin Furry Animal Planet figure. And it's not called Animal Planet, that's a TV station. Regardless, it's an assassin ninja cat. Yeah, that's all I need to tell you. That's all I needed to be told. I love the look of this. I cannot wait to see what this actually looks like in three-dimensional figure form, because everything they're doing here that I can see in front of me that we're scrolling on through, it looks like something I would love to add to my collection. I like that it's kind of more modern as well. Got a handgun there along with her ninja samurai type weapons. But what they've done, what they've put together here, look, should I want a cat with titties on my shelf? I don't know. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, I do want a cat with titties on my shelf. I really am I a furry? I don't think I am, but it looks really good. Don't judge me. in the words of Frank Reynolds from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, don't judge me. This is art. And it is art, quite frankly, and when the time comes for this thing to be released, I'm going to get my cat with titties, and I'm going to display her with pride. Although, actually, technically, shouldn't she have, like, six titties going? That would look weird, okay? I'm ruling that one out now. 2 is the maximum number. Maybe 3. No, 2. The lady in Total Recall never did it for me. You're learning way too much today. So let's go back to a slightly more normal kind of action figure. Mezco have up for pre-order $95 on their website, the Recovery Suit Superman. This has been revealed a little while ago, but I got a backlog to work through. So I've got my Mezco Superman behind me, which I love so much. Classic Superman. It's gorgeous. And I got to say, because also I've got Cyborg Superman too. Am I becoming a DC Superman person? I don't know. I like a lot of the things that are being made, and this looks really nice too. I haven't read the Rebirth arc, but I'm guessing that obviously he gets rebirthed. That sounds weird. He gets reborn not at full strength, which is why he has rocket boots and guns and all these kinds of accessories so that he can fight the good fight without his full-on Superman Kryptonian powers. The black costume is a fairly iconic Superman costume. They kind of recreated it in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's one that I think a lot of people wanted. And Mezco are going to be having it on your shelves around about this time next year, is what they say with a straight face. Come on, guys. You're going to have to start actually delivering stuff on time for me to take any of your release dates seriously. How's that Fantastic Four set coming along? Any information? How are you enjoying spending the money that I gave you for it? You treating yourself? Doing anything nice with it? I could have done something nice with that money. Instead, I gave it to you guys about a year and a half ago. 2 years, maybe. It's been a long-ass time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Anyway, if you want to plonk your money down for this, you can do on their website now. $95, and I got to admit, all my griping aside, he does look rather nice. Shin Japan Heroes Universe. This is something we got to talk about. Again, this was revealed a little while ago, but I haven't had the chance to cover it yet. This is a Power Rangers style Megazord mech action figure that's made up of all these iconic Japanese superheroes. So you've got Godzilla, you've got Shin Kamen Rider, you've got an Evangelion, Ava unit, and you've got Ultraman, all boomf come together to make a Power Rangers style sword. Love the concept. I'm not totally convinced with the execution. I think that maybe looks a little plasticky and like not quite as you would like. I don't know, maybe I've been spoiled by the MDLX Optimus Prime. And hey, look, if each one of the combiner figures was that kind of quality, this thing would cost like $500 or so. So calm down, Dave. It's the concept that I really, really dig. There's no sort of logical sort of way that you know, a small character like Kamen Rider would fit and work with Godzilla, who's a kaiju, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Throw logic out the window and just enjoy a fun mashup collaboration where all of these different licenses and properties can be put together into an action figure that, yeah, I don't need it, but as a tribute to all things awesomely Japanese and fun, I really dig it. This is just a fun, weird, odd little curiosity, and that also kind of describes this channel. Now, you all know me. I love my cheeky cheesecake figures, and we have a new Kotobukiya, what's it called, Bishouju Rogue statue. And you know what? It's not too cheesecakey. It's still respectable, I feel. This is a great fun-looking anime-style Rogue who's popping Wolverine bone claws, which is a kind of fun thing, which I think sort of ties it quite nicely to Marvel vs. Capcom, the great 90s video game. This oozes modern anime sculpting with a great 90s flair. I'm pretty sure that was one of Rogue's super moves in Marvel vs. Capcom. She could steal Wolverine's powers, and Wolverine had the bone claws at the time because it was the mid-90s. I really love seeing this represented in statue form. I got a couple of the Kotobukiyas behind me, the Optimus Prime and Megatron anime girls, and I think they're just wicked. And this looks super fun too. And again, not too cheesecakey. As friend of the show, Kozen, pointed out, she's got the creases in the costume, so it doesn't just look painted on gratuitously. It looks like she is wearing her Rogue uniform, but with the cool looking ka-chunk Wolverine claws coming through there. It's a very specific design, but I dig it, I like it. It's 15,000 yen, which equates to about $100 give or take. I'm trying to see if there's a release date for it yet. Not yet that I can see, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it because this, I won't get it, I don't need it, but it's fun to talk about because it just harkens back to Marvel vs. Capcom, harkens back to the 90s, probably the greatest decade ever. Unless I'm just biased because I'm 42 years old and that's obviously my formative years, and you gotta love something that includes Wolverine bone claws. Give me a Scarlet Spider Clone Saga reference as well, and I'll be in hog heaven. Speaking of the good old days, Ramen Toys, friend of the show, Ramen Toys have been showing off more renders of their not Bravestar figure, Space Cowboy. I'm not talking about Jamiroquai, but look at what we could expect from this character. Not Bravestar, Bravestar, strength of a bear, speed of a puma. Not Puma, Puma. It looks super cool. I forget what they're calling him. I love the legally distinct names that companies come up with when they're doing kind of third-party versions of characters. But hey, look, no one else has given us Bravestar. So this looks really fun. And he's not coming alone either. Now, if I spin on, let me just get the images up here. We will also get, the Marshal. That's what he's called. And what would a Marshal be without his horse? And we've got the horse is going to be coming too. And that was kind of the gimmick in the 80s cartoon and toy line, was he'd be kind of like Battle Cat for He-Man. He would be his steed that he could just ride on a day-to-day basis, but then he could activate his powers and go bipedal and anthropomorphize into a walking, talking, shotgun blasting horse. It was good fun, man. Really good fun. I'm very excited to see how this develops and comes together, because yeah, looking at the image here, the horse is going to be big, chunky and chonky. These are some guys who could look really fun on your shelves. Alright gang, that does it for action figures for now, but we're not done yet. Let's go over and talk about some other topics such as movies, video games, and all points in between. First of all, a little interview with Chris Hemsworth popped up on IGN the other day, where he said that in his own personal opinion, he has to confess that Thor Love and Thunder may have been a little too silly. Yeah, Chris, You don't say. Apparently, he does actually admit that, you know what, we were probably having a little bit too much fun making this. And when you're in the center of a project, you can't always see how it looks. And in hindsight, it got a little bit carried away. Hey, look, at least I can appreciate after the fact when someone who's involved in the project will come forward and not actually defend the creative choices, but go, no, you know what? Maybe we kind of sort of dropped the ball on that one. Something that hasn't dropped the ball, hopefully, possibly, is the new Flash movie. It's coming out on the 16th, I do believe, and IGN have a review of it up already, and they give it a 7 out of 10, which is perfectly adequate. And you know what? Sometimes I'll take perfectly adequates, especially with the DC movies. So over at IGN, they say, although the visual effects aren't always the best, and the third act is a bit overwhelming, strong performances and a refreshing earnestness to keep the Flash on track and running circles around many of the recent DC Universe movies. Hey, you know what? I'm down for this. I'm not super excited, but because of that, that means that I might be pleasantly surprised. I'm going to go in expecting a perfectly adequate movie, and if I get something that gives me a bit of fun nostalgia with Batman and Michael Keaton and all these different characters that might or might not be appearing, I think we could all be in for a good time. Very similar to The Flash, Transformers Rise of the Beasts has had its IGN review as well. And also, this is getting a 7 out of 10, and it seems to be, just like The Flash, is one of the best examples, or one of the better examples, of a franchise of bad movies. So, obviously, the Michael Bay movies were generally just kind of awful. Does anyone like them? I mean, seriously, normally I'd say tell me in the comments, no, I don't want to hear from you. But Bumblebee was really, really good, and it seems like this is a fun follow-up to it. IGN say Transformers Rise of the Beasts proves that Bumblebee wasn't a fluke, and the Transformers series is finally accelerating in the right direction, even though it never achieves the epic scope it's aiming for, and the human side of the story can't keep up with the robots. There's a focus on the story with heart and heroics. Honestly, that's all I need. Would I like even better? Of course I would. I'm a huge Transformers fan, but if you can just give me a good, fun, competent, entertaining couple of hours, and no more than that. I don't need Transformers to be a 3-hour epic, thank you very much. I'm excited for it. So yeah, that and The Flash, it's a good time for slightly above average movies. I'll take it. Speaking of Transformers, this is a fun little extra one for you to go and watch. Honest Trailers have done an honest trailer for the best Transformers movie, Transformers 1986, the animated movie. Oh man, you know, it's kind of lovely that everyone of my generation has so much reverence for this movie, because you can even see in Honest Trailers where the whole point is to kind of make fun of what they're covering. Nah, they do poke fun at it, but also just make it clear that this thing is amazing. And it is. You gotta love the 86 Transformers movie. So yeah, just go over and watch the Honest Trailers Honest Trailer for it, because as always with Honest Trailers, should I say Honest Trailers one more time? Honest Trailers. It's a lot of fun. And then once you've done that, go and watch the movie again, because honestly, you can't watch that thing too many times. I'm gonna go listen to the soundtrack after this. Dare to believe you can survive. Speaking of movie reviews, one that has been getting fantastic reviews across the board from all of you guys now who can see it is Across the Spider-Verse. It's not out over here in Japan until the 16th, so I'm trying to dodge spoilers like Neo in The Matrix. But one thing I just want to show you is this beautiful Chinese poster for the movie. Just look at it. It's absolutely stunning. If I could find this somewhere, I would get hold of it, because this is just this is artwork right here. I mean, obviously, yes, it's artwork, duh, but you know what I mean. This is artwork. It's just, I love mashups of styles, and doing the Spider-Verse characters in this stunningly gorgeous Chinese mythology type look. Oh, it's wicked. This is what poster art should be. Speaking of a good time, over in video game news, Diablo 4 has just released. It's getting 9s and 10s across the board. For all you people who love your top-down RPG type games, you bunch of nerds, you got to be having a good time with this, because yeah, it's getting rave reviews and is officially Blizzard's, according to IGN, Diablo 4 sets a record as Blizzard's fastest selling game of all time. And this is something where normally I'd be kind of like, ooh, maybe I should dip my toe in this. No, No, I know this ain't for me. This is a game that involves too many stats and menus and choices and numbers. No, thank you. I'm more of a Twitch platform kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to get in on the top-down sword and sorcery goodness, this seems like the best place to be. This thing is getting rave reviews. Something that I hope gets rave reviews when it comes out later this year is the RoboCop first-person shooter game. Now, you know me. I'm a big old RoboCop fan, so I'm kind of on tenterhooks to see what this game actually eventually looks like. Well, I know what it looks like, but how's it going to play? That's the big question. IGN had a hands-on preview of the game, and they say so far, like, it's encouraging. There's good stuff, but they haven't been able to get too deep with it. One thing I always worry about with a RoboCop first-person shooter is RoboCop is a slow-moving tank of a character, and how does that translate to a first-person shooter where normally you're running, hiding, ducking, cover, come out, bang, bang, there you go, gotcha, ha, see you, why am I doing this? Anyway, RoboCop has to take a different approach because you can't do that and stay true to the essence of the character. And the game designers have actually lent into RoboCop's walking style. It's slow, plodding. You're a tank, you can absorb all this damage, and the worry of the person who had the playthrough is like, well, is that going to get old after a while, just tanking your way through things? But it's not just shooting. I thought it might be a very shallow game, but apparently there is a lot of RPG kind of elements in there too. You're going to be talking to people, solving crimes, looking for evidence, actually communicating, dealing with other people, having dialogue trees, and that will affect the outcome of various things. That gets my attention a lot. I really want a good RoboCop story. This is apparently set just after RoboCop 2, so it's going to involve a lot of influences from that movie. You got Nuke in there, and I'm sure other like similar characters are going to pop up. We know Ed 209 is going to appear eventually. I will mark out like crazy if we get the Kane robot as well. That just as like a drone or something to fight. I would squee, as the kids say. So I've got a lot of hope for this game. I really want it to be good. I don't know if it is. It's going to be a real experiment, but fingers crossed later in the year we'll find out, and I think it could deliver. Time's going to tell. Over in merchandising now, we've got a Metal Gear Solid board game. This just looks interesting. I'm not a board game person, okay? So, I'll put that caveat out there. I don't have the attention span. I hate sitting down for long and having to learn rules and concentrate on numbers, stats, statistics. No, pained me just saying those words. However, this for board game fans, board game aficionados, it looks like they've taken literally everything you do in the 1998 Metal Gear Solid and translated it into a three-dimensional, physical, tangible board game. So I love the creativity that's gone into this. The trailer, the advertisement up for it on YouTube right now is just, it gets all the nostalgic feels going. It's got the music, the sound effects, just like it does feel like Metal Gear. So if you are one of those people who hits that sweet spot of a Metal Gear Solid fan and a board game aficionado, boom. This looks like everything you could possibly want. I kind of want to get it just because I am such a big Metal Gear fan, but I know I wouldn't enjoy the process of playing it. I probably would never bother getting around to it because I'm like, no, just too much, too many rules, too many things. But just to comment on it as a cool little curiosity, I think this is awesome. This is one I would like to hear from you. If you eventually get this when it comes out, tell me how much fun you have with it, because I think this looks kind of wicked. Over in Creator Corner, I want to give a shout out to Gundam Mike. This is just a random page that I found on Instagram. It was suggested to me. This guy, as you can see, is a model maker, and his specific kind of angle is like broken down, reclaimed by nature, mechs and things. And this Optimus Prime was the first one that I saw, and I was like, this looks incredible. I mean, kind of breaks my heart to see Prime like this, but at the same time, it's just visually stunning. I love the Last of Us style aesthetic of things that we recognize looking ancient and overtaken by nature, and that's what we've got here. This is Prime, but there's other versions as well. Let me just bring up, see what's coming up next on the little reel here, because my goodness, yeah, there's check out the Gundam here as well. There's a Megatron too, which looks really cool. Go to his page and check it out. Give him a like and a follow. The Megatron is like he's holding all these cables coming out of his midsection, like he's got his guts in his hands, and he's just frozen in time with everything growing over him. It's wicked, gnarly, beautiful. I got a lot of time for this. Doff of the cap and can of Coke to you, man. These are incredible. Speaking of incredible, let's go over to cosplay corner, shall we? And this is one of those ones where I'm going to be a little bit judicious with how much I scroll through, because BBB Fine Art, oh my goodness, it's body paint. It's nerdy body painting, and what a body to be painting. My goodness, you got curves in all the right places, and I ain't mad about it. So go and check out this lady's work, because, like, just holy potatoes. You know, sometimes people will look at, especially kind of like 1990s comic book artwork, and they'll say, that's so sexist. You can't, no woman looks like that. No, they do. I've seen them on Instagram. They're right here. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I'm gonna scroll back up now so I can keep this channel relatively PG. My goodness, you kids today are spoiled. Why didn't I have Instagram when I was a hormonal teenager? Well, I'll tell you why, because I would have never left my bedroom. Yeah. My mom and dad would have been like, "Is Dave okay? He's been up there for days now." I'd be like, "I'm fine, don't come in." But yeah, this is cool. This is cool for all the right gratuitous cheesecake reasons. Hey, look, sometimes you gotta give the people what they want, or in my case, I gotta give myself what I want. And BBB Fine Art, yeah, she's got the skills to pay the bills. And finally, just a fun little story I wanted to mention. Over here in Japan, it was brought to my attention that there is a society, a club, an association for women who love Godzilla, and that's it. And they have annual meetings and conventions and get-togethers, and it's literally a ladies' club for women who just think Godzilla is awesome. And we got this picture here of them all having one of their big socials, meet and greets, and I just love it. You know, sometimes we think like, are we living in the darkest timeline? And then I'll look and realize, no, we're living in a world where there is an association for ladies who love Godzilla. And it just kind of tickles me. I hope it tickles you too. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the plethora of stories covered? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you got to do. You got to join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you really like what you see, then you can help support the channel and, you know, help you watch these things by helping me get them out on time. So you can go over to patreon.com/Displaying-Model-Behaviour. Toss a couple of bucks my way. It genuinely really helps. It allows me to spend less time like doing other things to earn money and more time making these videos, which honestly, this is my happy place. This is what much more what I'd rather be doing. So gang, if you do go over to Patreon, then you can enjoy all the exclusive videos on there. I'm still doing my deep dives into the X-Men animated series, doing all the action figures involved with those. That's really good fun. We've got live streams, call-ins, all sorts of stuff as a thank you for helping support the show. So gang, head on over there if you want to. If you don't want to though, then that's fine as well. Thanks for watching this far. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, keep displaying model behavior.